Meet Jack and Jill homeowner. They're environmentally aware. They have friends who have solar on their homes, but they haven't had the best of luck with home improvement projects. They don't want to break the bank on solar, and they're especially afraid of this guy showing up to try to sell them something. And these contracts that they have no idea the legalese inside of it. They have lots of questions. What will this look like on my house? Not the sales brochure. How will this perform on my house? How much will this cost me? How can I trust the installer? Meet Hank, the installer. He really loves what he's doing. He's taken the time to get the certifications and the education. But lately he's been spending most of his time driving around town, chasing down leads who are really just window shopping. And in the end, claim to have no money when they find out how much the system actually costs. Plus, he spends all this time working with permitting and inspectors. He's really starting to get frustrated with the industry and wonders why he made this choice. Plus, the economics. The leads cost him $35 to $50 per lead with a conversion rate of 5 to 20%. That's an astronomical amount of money just on developing the customer. SolarAgs is all about a smartphone mobile application that connects Jack, Jill, and Hank. For the homeowner, we provide credible information and an automated, customized design platform. For the installer, we're lowering the cost of that customer acquisition. The homeowner interacts with our mobile app platform, interviews them, they enter data, they take a picture of their house. The output of this is a completely automated design that includes the full design package, the full locally jurisdiction-specific permitting and inspection package. All of this is electronically transmitted to the installer, along with a preferred installation time. This whole process is completed within a matter of minutes. So let's take a look at our MVP. So we go ahead and launch our app. We have our nice splash screen. The user can sign in with a Facebook credentials, or if they're hesitant about releasing any personal information at all, as a guest. They can watch a video. What's this solar about? What's our app about? The mobile app has 4 key features. There's the learn about solar, the trusted information. Then there's the example design. Suppose you're not in front of your house. You can still use the solar app while you're on the plane. Then you get into your design for your home. You could also look at what your neighbors are doing. So let's go ahead and do a design. The smartphone has a GPS and compass. It knows the latitude, longitude. It knows where you're located. It fills all that information for you, including your telephone number. We can use Google Maps to verify the location of our address. Next, we start to interview the homeowner. What is their goal and objective? How much energy do they use? What's their utility bill? Do they want to go on-grid, off-grid? What is their palatability for solar? Then it directs them to go outside and take a picture of their roof. This picture is used during the automated design process. So let's take a look at what happens in the cloud backend. On the cloud backend, when all this data is transmitted to our automated design algorithms, we go ahead and take a look at the house. We develop our templates, we do our electrical mechanical calculations, our economic analysis. If you just missed that, I'll slow it down for you. We take a picture of the roof. We're going to isolate it from the background, from the sky. We're going to do image processing on that to locate the extremum, the corners, the chimneys, the roof penetrations. All of this is automatically done by the software code. We now have a canvas for where we can place solar on that roof. We apply local jurisdiction rights of way, passages, all of that information is applied from the local jurisdiction. We have a calculation. We go through a number of different design scenarios. This is technology agnostic. What is it going to look like on-grid, off-grid, battery storage? What is it going to look like for a string inverter, a microinverter? All of these different scenarios, technology agnostic, is passed back to the app so the user can browse these. By the way, we know that all roofs aren't perfect like they're shown. We have roof penetrations and other things that cause shadowing. We're not going to get into that secret sauce today, though. So the designs, the viable designs that meet the techno-economic desires of the customer get passed back to the app. Jack and Jill homeowner could browse them. They could select the one that they like best, that looks the best on their house, meets their budget. They could then select from local installers that are pre-qualified that will install this according to the plan and the budget. They could even, in the future, if one day it's allowed, it could turn into a do-it-yourself project and they pick it up at their favorite big box store. They could even schedule the app right on the phone. There's other things about the app. They could also look at their neighbors. Who else in their community is using this app? Who else is going solar? They could continue to use this as a portal to connect with the installer through the entire design process and even value-added after-sales services. So we just demoed our MVP for today, but there's a much bigger picture to this business plan. So we have a number of customers. We've got the homeowner who's going to use the app to do their own design and generate their own leads. We have installers who are going to buy those leads and install those designs. But we also have lead generation companies, right? They present qualified leads to the installer community. We also have the do-it-yourself marketplace. Well, what are we going to focus on for the next 6 months? So we're going to focus on homeowners. We need to launch and drive usage. We have a secret weapon. We are a Texas A&M startup company. We have 50,000 students who are ambassadors. And by the time you look at all of our alumni base, we have over 500,000 alumni who are local, who are avid, loyal supporters. That's how we're going to drive our initial early adoption. Second aspect of the strategy, social media marketing. We're going to reach out through LinkedIn and Facebook to our friends and families and like-minded individuals. Go and download that app because all your friends are doing it too. And the third is through strategic partnership, through companies like Home Improvement Leads, who we already have dialogue with, through companies like Energy Sage, who we already have dialogue with. And in the end, our goal through homeowner adoption is to test our technology and our scale-up, is to test the customer uptake. Will there be leads generated from this? And ultimately collect more data on the home design details. The second aspect of our 6-month plan is to focus on the lead generation companies. Why lead gen companies? This is the lowest cost entry point. We're going to leverage their installer networks that are already existing. We're going to leverage their market presence. And we're going to use this to test our business hypothesis. Are we going to be able to meet the increased conversion efficiencies? We're targeting 75% conversion rate. We're going to test our hypothesis of the pricing model. We're generating premium leads that ought to be valued at $150. We already have relationships. Although we are in pre-launch stage, we already have dialogue with Home Improvement Leads, Energy Sage, SunPower. They're asking us how soon can they drive traffic to our application. They want to start yesterday. So why are we here today? We are in the classic valley of death. Right? We took a technology that we had a proof of concept at the university lab. We took the SunShot prototype money to get to an MVP. We need your help to get to the next phase. Going into the incubation phase, we'll leverage the DOE money with additional private external fundraising, which we've already begun, to launch a spin-off company. Through the external investment and ultimately get to an alpha product that we can start to beta test, through a soft launch, through our friendlies, and then ultimately through a hard launch.
All right, got you up there, 8 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think this is on. I don't know anything about the Texas A&M program, and can you give us a glimpse of what happens from the school environment into a created company environment? Because it sounds like that's also, for the time being, a hypothesis.
Well, that's not really a hypothesis. That we part of the Technology Commercialization Office, New Ventures, overseeing all intellectual property at Texas A&M system. We have a portfolio of 47 companies. Right now, we invested seed money, about $6 million total. We own equity in this roughly 18, I think it's 18, 19 companies. So, and we help raise external money for like $40 million, more or less. So, and venture capital and angel investment. So it's something real, something that's happening in A&M. We have a track record. Office started back in last century, I guess, and but more actively creating companies since 2006, 7. So that's going to happen. We're part of the team all together. Will help this technology moving forward, supporting initial seed investment as well.
And I'd like to add, this is not my first trip to the rodeo. I've been in solar in 1999. I'm a technology developer. I was a technology founder of SolarBridge Technologies. Their first 12 patents, my name's on all of them. I divested from them and left to go back into the university to continue R&D development. If you haven't heard of SolarBridge Technologies, they were acquired in the fall by SunPower.
And will you be going with the new startup?
I will be in a CTO position.
So what percentage of consumers do you think will really interact with such an application or are interested to go through all of these detailed information to make decisions? What percentage do you think?
Sure. I'll start off and then Tony. So there's something like 75 million homeowners out there. And if we look at this, the typical solar homeowner today, they have an income of over $75,000. So if you down select by that, that's something like 33.6 million homeowners in the top 10 solar states who would fit this target market. At $1 per watt DOE objective, at a 3,000 watt solar installation, we're talking about billions of dollars of market potential of customers who would use this. Now, since we're directly focusing the customer, we're not designing a tool for an installer, we're designing a tool the customer, the homeowner, can use. We're doing this in a way that's technology agnostic, that has the good housekeeping seal, that they could trust going to us for the information for a design before they even call the installer. By the time they meet the installer for the first time, it's time to install the job.
Yeah, and from the bottom-up approach, so we will start with this strategy, getting our friendly community of 500,000 potential users. We're hoping to get, drive the adoption through them.
How'd you come up with a $150? That's really low for a qualified lead.
So the math is something like at $50 per lead and a 10% conversion rate, that's approximately on average $500 per paying customer. So we take that and we say that if we have a 75% conversion rate, that's down to $375-ish. Okay, so that's on par. So for $375 versus $50, that gives you the same conversion rate. We're going to go ahead and discount that by 50% just to favor our approach. So we're down to about $150. That's how we get to that part.
Okay, time for one more question.
Yeah, I want to go back to the first. I think the earlier question was more about how many homeowners really care about the level of technical insight that you're trying to give them in the app versus just what's it look like and what's the financed cost per month, not the how much am I going to spend in total dollar amount CapEx, but what's the operating expense trade that I'm making?
So the simple answer I think the simple answer to that is that whenever someone asks me how much is solar going to cost on my house, the only correct answer is it depends, right? It's really complicated to get into. They're not interested in that. So what we're doing through the app is we're interviewing them. What's their palatability? Are they willing to spend $30,000? Are they only willing to spend $5,000? So the accuracy of the data that they put in fine-tunes the accuracy of the output.
But most customers are going to spend $75 per month, not $25,000. In other words, are you calculating the financing that optionally is either a loan or a PPA for those customers, and not talking about the dollar per watt installation cost?
So to date, because we haven't launched as a company yet, we haven't gotten into the financing model of this. We've been focused on the automated design. We've been focusing on enabling the homeowner and those tools. Basically, we're de-risking the new value proposition of our technology. And of course, the next steps would be broadening our model to include the financing option.